She was sentenced to life in prison for a murder no one could prove ever happened. No blood, no weapon, no body. And yet, in 2013, Angela Cruz walked into a Texas courtroom and never walked out. Angela was 29, a single mom, worked nights at a hospital in Fort Worth, kept her head down, no criminal record, no history of violence. But everything changed the night Kevin Rudd vanished. Her boyfriend of 7 months. He was charming, loud, a little controlling, and on March 9th, he just disappeared. Angela says they argued. He stormed out, got into his truck, and never came back. But when police showed up the next morning, something felt off. Her hands were shaking. There were scratches on her neck, and a neighbor claimed she heard screaming around 2 a.m. The truck? Still parked outside. Wallet and keys inside. Driver's seat covered in cat litter. Angela said the smell was awful. She'd spilled groceries. But an officer lifted the mat and found something else. A reddish-brown stain. Later tested. Not blood, but motor oil. Still, detectives pushed forward. They searched the house. No signs of struggle. No fingerprints out of place. No carpet fibers. No DNA. Nothing. So they turned to motive. Angela had Googled, how long before a missing person is declared dead, and will bleach your race blood forever. She said it was for a novel she was writing. She showed them drafts. But Kevin's family wasn't convinced. His sister told police. Kevin said if anything happened to him, it was her. That one sentence became the core of the case. Then came the phone records. Angela's phone pinged near Lake Worth around 3:42 a.m. She denied going there. But cell towers don't lie. Police searched the lake. Divers spent 3 days in the water. Nothing. No body. No shovel. Not even tire tracks near the banks. But still, the DA moved forward. The trial was brutal. The prosecutor stood before the jury and said, "No body. No problem." Then held up Kevin's favorite leather bracelet. Found in Angela's trash. Ripped. Stained with something dark. Tested again. Soy sauce. From leftover takeout. Didn't matter. The jury didn't blink. After 8 days of testimony and 0 forensic evidence, Angela was found guilty of murder. Social media exploded. Hashtag #FreeAngela started trending. Podcasts picked it up. One host said, "This is the new Adnan Syed case." A Reddit thread dissected the courtroom layout, pointing out how every juror looked at Angela like she'd already done it. But the real twist didn't come from Angela, or the court, or even Kevin's family. It came from a gas station, 7 months after the verdict. A blurry security cam photo surfaced. From a Shell station 230 miles away. A man, wearing Kevin's exact jacket. Same build, same limp, carrying a bag with KR embroidered on it. The timestamp, 7 days after Angela was convicted. Police said it was a look-alike, but the cashier who reviewed the footage disagreed. He told a podcast, "That man paid in cash. Told me his name was Red. But when he left, he dropped a receipt for an auto shop under the name Kevin Rudd." Angela's defense team filed for appeal. Claimed misconduct. New evidence. Possible fraud. But here's the part that still doesn't make sense. Kevin's credit report was flagged for activity. A new apartment lease. In another state. Under a variation of his name. The DA claimed identity theft, but didn't explain how the thief also had Kevin's voice. Because 2 months after that, Angela's sister got a voicemail. It was Kevin. Low. Muffled. Panicked. He said 4 words. They got the wrong girl. Then silence. No number. No trace. The feds got involved. The voicemail metadata was inconclusive. Couldn't confirm location. But one tech expert noted a wind chime in the background. Same chime Kevin had on his front porch. Angela's appeal was denied. But the public pressure grew. Even the judge who oversaw the trial admitted in an interview, "There are things that didn't sit right with me." Still, no motion to overturn. No investigation into Kevin's reappearance. No charges dropped. And Angela? She's still in prison. Still claiming innocence. Still asking the same question. Where's the body? Because here's what we just found out. A construction crew digging near Lake Worth uncovered something strange. A rusted barrel, sealed with industrial glue. Inside, clothing, a man's belt, a bracelet, Kevin's bracelet, but no bones, no flesh, just one thing taped
The
to
message
the inside.
shook
A
everything.
printed message. Angela's legal team filed an emergency motion. The DA claimed it was a hoax, but Texas Rangers weren't so sure, because the barrel wasn't empty. Taped to the bottom was a SIM card, encrypted, outdated. No one knew where it came from, so they sent it to Quantico. 2 weeks later, the results came back. The card belonged to Kevin, not just linked to his phone, but last used 6 months after he was declared dead. The final text sent? I'm sorry, but this is bigger than her. KR. The case exploded again. True crime channels picked it up. Podcasters called it a conspiracy. TikTok flooded with theories. One video hit 3.7 million views in 48 hours. People asked the same question. Was Kevin ever dead at all? Angela had been in prison for 3 years. She hadn't spoken publicly until now. From a state facility in Gatesville, she agreed to a phone interview. Her voice shook, but her words were clear. Kevin didn't just disappear. He was running from someone. He just didn't tell me who. Now the twist. Back in 2012, just months before Kevin vanished, he filed a police report. It was sealed, but a whistleblower leaked it anonymously to a podcast. The report detailed threats from a man named Mark Hale, a former associate, convicted arms dealer, recently released on parole. The notes from that report? If anything happens to me, look into Hale. He said he'd bury me twice. Mark Hale had been living just 2 counties over. Quiet, off the grid, running a junkyard. When Rangers showed up, he wasn't there. But what was there was a buried laptop. It had heat damage, but the drive survived. Recovered files showed something terrifying. A folder named Rudfix. Inside, blueprints, ID mock-ups, fake obituaries, a death plan. Kevin didn't vanish. He was erased, deliberately, and someone helped him do it. Another file revealed proof of payment. $35,000 wired to a shell company, under the name of Angela Cruz. Wait, Angela? She swore she never saw a dime, and her account had no such deposit. Turns out the company used her social security number. She was framed, digitally planted, even a timestamp on the transfer, the exact night Kevin disappeared. It looked airtight, but now everything was falling apart. Then came the real bombshell. Investigators searched the metadata on the leaked SIM card. There was one saved voice memo, badly corrupted, but partially recoverable. They enhanced it. In the clip, you hear a man, Kevin's voice, speaking quickly. If they pin this on her, it means they're watching. Tell her not to trust anyone, especially him, especially Hale. They wanted a clean ending. This was never about me. Then silence. The last second, gunshots. Angela collapsed when she heard it. Her lawyer demanded an emergency hearing, but the DA still refused to drop the charges. Said it wasn't conclusive. The judge called it deeply disturbing. Then, a new witness came forward. His name was Eduardo Reyes, former dock worker. Did time for trafficking. He told police he once moved crates for Hale, and in 2013, he moved one labeled KR. Inside, not a body, but cash. Stacks of it. He said Kevin was buying his way out. They were faking his death, making it look like she killed him. He paid them to vanish. But it went wrong. When they asked why he was speaking now, because Hale's dead. Found shot in the head in New Mexico. Someone tied up loose ends. Now the authorities had no choice. Angela's case was officially reopened. The conviction could be vacated. But then something happened. Something no one expected. A letter arrived, postmarked from Belize, mailed 2 days before Hale was killed. The envelope had no return name, just one line on the outside. To the girl who never stopped waiting. Inside, a photo. Kevin, standing on a dock, looking straight at the camera, holding a newspaper dated last week, and taped to the back, a handwritten note. They'll never stop, but neither will I. I didn't know what they'd do to you. Forgive me. You're in danger now. K. Angela was placed in protective custody. Her release hearing was pushed up. Reporters camped outside the courthouse. And then, another twist. A call came in. Anonymous. Untraceable. The voice? A woman. He's not alone. There's someone else. And she knows what really happened that night. A second woman? Involved in Kevin's disappearance? Or someone trying to help? No one knew. But the next morning, Angela's lawyer got an email. No sender. No subject. Just one attachment. A video. Grainy. Shot through a window. Looks like a motel room. Inside, a man pacing. Nervous. Bearded. Wearing the same jacket from the gas station footage. And behind him, a woman. Holding a burner phone. Muttering into it. Then she looks up. Straight into the camera. And smiles. Investigators slowed the video frame by frame. The motel. The man pacing. Definitely Kevin Rudd. Beard. Jacket. Same nervous gait. But the woman? Unfamiliar. Not in any files. No prints. No ID. No police record. Until facial recognition flagged something. Her name was Haley Dunn. 32 years old. Former private investigator. Worked briefly for a shadowy security firm in Dallas. Quit without notice in 2011. Disappeared for 3 years. Resurfaced in 2014 under a new name in Arizona. Now, back on the radar, and apparently helping Kevin. Authorities raided the motel 8 hours after the video surfaced. But they were gone. Room wiped. No prints. No DNA. Not even a receipt. But one thing was left behind. A burner phone. Still warm. With one contact in it. Angela Cruz. Angela had never heard of Haley Dunn. Swore she didn't know her. But when they showed her a still from the video, she went pale. That's her. That's the woman who came to the hospital in 2012. Said she was looking for Kevin. Said she was his sister. Angela never reported it. Thought it was just another one of Kevin's lies. Now, she wasn't so sure. Digital forensics pulled a deleted file from the burner phone. An audio memo. Haley's voice. He thinks they're still watching him. But he doesn't know who they are anymore. He won't talk to the feds. Says it'll get us both killed. Says Angela's still the bait. That one word, bait, changed everything. The theory flipped. Angela wasn't just collateral. She was part of the trap. The barrel. The fake evidence. The bracelet. It was all staged. Someone wanted Angela in prison. So Kevin could stay gone. But who? The answer came from Angela's past. A name buried in her sealed employment records. From a job she held briefly in 2008. Tricor Logistics, a warehouse company, but also a known shell firm. One linked to private intelligence work. Guess who else worked there? Mark Hale, the arms dealer who helped Kevin vanish. And guess who hired Angela? Haley Dunn. This wasn't a love story. It was a setup. Years in the making. Angela had been handpicked, watched, groomed, connected to Kevin through fake dating profiles. Fed lies, manipulated emotionally. So, when Kevin disappeared, the story would be airtight. Angela equals motive. Angela equals jealous. Angela equals guilty. So why now? Why the video? Why leave clues? Why the letter? Because someone changed the rules. And then, a new video dropped. On the dark web. Encrypted. Watermarked with coordinates. It showed Kevin. Alone. Dirty. Tired. He looked into the camera and said, I was supposed to disappear. But they kept watching. They watched her. Watched everyone. They made me think I was the threat. But it was always them. Always her. Then, behind him, movement. Haley steps in a frame. Places a hand on his shoulder. And whispers something. The video cuts. Then the map opens. Coordinates point to a canyon in Chihuahua, Mexico. And in the corner of the frame, a countdown. 6 days. 14 hours. 22 minutes. But counting down to what? Interpol and DEA got involved. Angela was moved again, but she made one final request. She wanted to go to the canyon. She said, I need to see how far this goes. If they want me as bait, let's finish the trap. Her team pushed back. Too dangerous. Too unstable. But the Texas Attorney General authorized it, under full federal escort. Because here's what they found. 2 bodies, buried under a shallow ridge near the canyon site. Shot execution style. No ID, no clothing. But dental records came back. Neither was Kevin. Neither was Haley. So who were they? Local smugglers. Small-timers. Likely paid to scout or deliver messages. And in their pockets? A burner phone. A flash drive. On it one video. Haley again. Looking directly at the camera. You're almost there, but you're playing the wrong game. The truth isn't in Mexico. It's back in Texas, and it's been sitting in a cold storage locker since 2013. Locker 22C, under Angela's name. Angela never rented a locker, but agents found it, untouched for 10 years. Key still taped under the handle. Inside, a metal briefcase. Sealed, dusty, locked with a biometric reader. Took 3 hours to crack. And what was inside? A hard drive, 2 vials, and a confession. Handwritten, signed. Kevin Rudd. He admitted it all. The fake death, the barrel, the setup, the bribed juror, the connection to Hale, and the Project Yawn, an off-book surveillance program targeting whistleblowers and their families. Angela was connected to one, her estranged father, a systems engineer who vanished in 2002. Last worked for the same company that employed Haley Dunn. This wasn't about love. It wasn't even about Kevin. Angela was just the pawn, a lever, to pull out a bigger piece. But Kevin started to regret it. They told me she wouldn't be charged, that she'd just go away quietly. But once she was convicted, I knew too much. Now I'm just running. So if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Please find her. And just as the video ends, Angela looks up at the federal agents around her and says, "Then what's in the vials?" One agent carefully lifts them, each labeled. One reads, KRS-2. The other, Asset 03, Phase End. They're not blood. They're synthetic. Biometric samples, DNA profiles. From who? They run the scans. And the results? Neither vial belongs to Kevin. But one is a match for Angela. The other isn't in any system. And then, the laptop next to the vials lights up. A file autoplays. Haley again, smiling. If you made it this far, then you've already failed. The next phase began 11 minutes ago. And you missed it. The laptop shut down. Hard-locked. Data wiped in real time. But 11 minutes ago, that would have been 2:47 p.m. And at 2:47 p.m., a blackout hit 5 federal servers across Texas. Secure systems. Linked to criminal records, whistleblower files, and Angela's appeal hearing. Gone. All wiped. Simultaneously. This wasn't a message. It was a reset. FBI analysts confirmed it. The file containing Angela's conviction, evidence, timestamps, signatures, had been erased, rewritten, and backdated. Now, the system showed no record she'd ever been charged. No mugshot, no sentencing, no prison time. Angela had been digitally erased. Just like Kevin, federal agents scrambled. They pulled physical records, paper copies, but 2 storage facilities were already burning. Arson, 1 confirmed device used. A military-grade thermite flash bomb. Same signature as a cold case from 2011, linked to a Haley Dunn operation in Beirut. This wasn't revenge. It was cover-up protocol. Then the phone rang. An untraceable call. Angela answered. Silence. Then, tell him to stop digging. She's the last one. If you open what's next, you'll need more than lawyers. You'll need history rewritten. The call disconnected. Voice. Male. Distorted. Confident. The audio team enhanced the background. 2 things stood out. Church bells. And children laughing. The sound profile matched exactly one location. St. Adrian's Orphanage in Waco, Texas. Closed since 2005. Now abandoned. Condemned. They sent a team. Angela insisted on going. When they arrived, they found the gates open. Not broken, just unlocked. Like someone expected them. Inside, dust, rot, empty cribs, and then a projector playing in the chapel. On screen, home video footage, dated May 1997. A man holding a baby. Behind him, a woman who looked just like Angela, but younger. Late teens. Angela whispered, "That's my mother, but she died before I was born." "That's not possible." And the man? The same face as Kevin. No beard, no gray, just younger. The label on the tape? Asset 03 arrival, viable. Angela collapsed. Federal agents pulled her out, sweating, shaking. Medical team checked her vitals and found something else. A faint scar, one she didn't remember. Upper spine, base of the skull, barely visible. They scanned it. Underneath, An implant. Microscopic. Non-metallic. A rare military prototype. Neurotracker. Last seen in Black Ops projects shut down in 2006. Officially, they were never used on civilians. But this one was still active, broadcasting a weak signal. To what? That's when a laptop from the locker blinked back to life. A single message. Location confirmed. Observer 03 compromised. Proceed to shut down. Angela screamed. Backup power cut out. Communications died. For 3 minutes, no phones. No radio. No satellite. When the lights came back on, the projector had changed. New footage. Kevin, standing in a hospital room. Haley beside him, a newborn in his arms. He turns to the camera. If you're watching this, then Angela survived. And she knows who she is. But she doesn't know what she was. Haley steps forward. We didn't choose her. She was built into the program. Her father coded her clearance into the core systems. The moment she went public, the whole thing cracked. That's why we kept Kevin alive. That's why we erased her. But now it's too late. Angela watched, frozen, tears streaming. Then the footage glitched, replaced by a countdown. 72 hours. 3 days. And no one knew what for. FBI techs tore apart the building. In the basement, they found a locked vault. Behind 6 inches of steel. A terminal. Still online. Still powered. Only accessible with a biometric scan. Angela placed her hand on the pad. Green light. Access granted. On screen. Welcome back. Observer 03. Protocol Yawn. End phase initialization. Do you wish to proceed? Angela hesitated. Behind her, agents screamed to wait. To stop. But her fingers were already moving. She clicked. Yes. And the screen changed. A world map. Red dots blinking. Thousands. Each labeled with initials. Files opening automatically. Videos. Surveillance footage. Emails. Phone calls. Confessions. Whistleblower archives. Suppressed cases. Sealed trials. Everything. All of it. Real. Unfiltered. The full contents of Project Yawn. Angela's father had built a digital dead man's switch. If she ever reached that terminal, the secrets would leak globally. And now, they were uploading live. The countdown wasn't for deletion. It was for release. Federal agencies scrambled to stop the signal. They couldn't. News outlets around the world began receiving encrypted drops. One journalist in Berlin live-streamed the headline. U.S. citizen framed for murder holds key to global intelligence leak. And then, Haley reappeared in a video posted to a hidden channel. Same blank background. Same cold stare. The switch is active. You were warned. Angela was never the weapon. She was the vault. And now the world has the key. Then she smiles. But the one person who knows how to stop it just disappeared. If this story gripped you, don't just scroll away. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what comes next could change everything. New evidence, buried files, missing people. And we're just getting started. Drop a comment below, because someone out there knows more. And we're watching.